You cannot be murdered more than once. That's what is special about being murdered. Yet murder once. Well, I have killed an infinite number of times. Over and over in my mind, an endless number of crimes. But it's always that first crime that is repeated. As fresh and bloody as ever. You see, he was my friend. We were so far away from everything. Far from Europe, far from the cities, far from the rain, far from the life we long ago renounced. For my part, far from myself. I can remember the first time I saw him. I can remember everything. Trust me. Thank you. That's what he was when I saw him for the first time. A crazy officer from the Geographical Service who fought like 10. It was his first week in Africa.
He's a lucky man.
Morange, a lucky man? No, Morange was simply a survivor. A few months later, I was stationed in Algiers. Algiers, the gateway to Africa. Luminous and exotic, dark and mysterious. This was a city where just about anything could happen. Lieutenant Saint-Avie, the Battle of Agenor. I saved your life.
This calls for a celebration. Sit down. DAG. Lieutenant François Jean-Marie Gouvert de Morange. Geographical Services. My friends call me Morange. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You speak Arabic?
Living in a country without speaking the language is like walking around blindfolded.
First time I've heard a French officer say that. Armenish.
Not so loud. They're rather ticklish about alcohol around here.
Are you kidding? This place's popularity isn't due to its mint tea. I can see that you haven't been stationed for long.
A couple of weeks. I came from Constantine. Before that, Marseille, I hated it. North of Gibraltar, I get bored.
I know what you mean. They'll only get me back to France if they put me in chains.
A toast to Africa.
To dangerous, bewitching, and inaccessible Africa.
Foreign Legion, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?
Everywhere and nowhere. My father was a diplomat. I never really spent much time in France.
Unfortunately, I spent too much time there. But it's going to change.
I'm sorry, that man over there keeps looking at us.
It's a woman.
What? No.
You want to bet?
You're on.
Diagi. Vladi. Lara Zurigazma. هذا الناس هم اللي خلصانين.
Lieutenant Nathalie. You win. My friend Lieutenant Morange.
Is it Madame or Mademoiselle?
Mademoiselle. But don't say it too loud. Women are not allowed in these places.
I like your mustache.
I like yours too.
How does the Count feel about all?
My father? What do you expect? He's Spanish, Catholic, and a nobleman. Disapproved. Are you trying to get me drunk?
Yes.
Anyway, this is the only way for me to get around in this country. I even went to the Mecca.
You did? Disguised as a Muslim?
I am a Muslim. I converted 2 years ago.
Yes, but Muslims don't drink.
I said I was a Muslim. I didn't say I was a good one. Basically, I feel that the fun in life is simply proportionate to the risks one's prepared to take. Don't you?
Yes. Yes, I think we can agree with that.
Will you find your way back?
Probably not.
Good night.
She is an odd one.
I like her.
So do I. Morange lived off base in a small apartment building in the old European quarter of the city. You know what I mean. Did you see how she drinks? The stuff hardly phases her. And all the things. He said that he felt comfortable there because it was the halfway point between the Arab world and ours.
What do you know, monsieur?
She's either an extraordinary woman or the world's most convincing megalomaniac.
Regardless, she's beautiful, intelligent, and she's entertaining.
Do you think she's one of those women who likes women? I mean, the way she dressed and all that.
I don't know.
What's up?
What's up? Even if she does, who cares? One thing for sure, she does like men.
How do you know that?
The eyes. Always look into a woman's eyes. They tell you everything. Please. I have a passion for geography. People and places interest me, but only in a cultural context. The Arabs are not only good astronomers, they were also excellent cartographers. Look, this is a...
Although we were total strangers, I felt like I had known him all my life. We talked all night, like old friends, trying to catch up on each other's lives.
Also reputed a damn good barber.
The talk flowed as freely and easily as the drinking. We started with cognac, switched to wine, and ended up with mint tea.
Knowledge of ancient texts.
Why the Foreign Legion? Probably because it was synonymous with adventure and an escape from my inflexible upbringing. God, was my life tedious.
Maybe it had something to do with your father. Perhaps it was a way to bring you closer to France. To him. My father wanted me to be an officer. My mother, a priest. My father won. Although sometimes I think my mother was right.
There was something magical about that night. Something special. It was one of the few times Morange opened up and talked about himself. Afterwards, he would usually hide behind his mysterious and impenetrable silences. Still, that night we bonded, and a friendship was born. After that, we saw each other every day, and together we saw Mira more and more. Well?
You're hot-headed, impatient, childish.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take yourself or your life very seriously. This is going to get you into trouble.
What kind of trouble?
A woman.
Uh-huh. What else?
That's all? I thought you meant trouble.
I did. But you'll get through it. You just won't be the same.
I'm sure there's room for improvement.
What about him?
No.
Come on.
This is ridiculous.
You have an appointment with a girl, a very young girl.
It must be Sophie.
How did you know?
That's not too difficult, knowing he's engaged to a 16-year-old.
She's vulnerable in her innocence, and too willing to please.
Morange, you lucky man.
You don't love her.
How would you know?
A chariot, warning to conquer passion. Combined with the moon card, you're liable to hurt someone close to you. Betrayal. Yet, you're unaware.
What is this nonsense?
You search for danger, the emperor. Passions triumph over the intellect. Next to the lovers, conflict for the individual. You deny yourself intimacy with others. You're afraid. Spiritual help from higher powers.
A brothel?
What else is there to do in this town on Saturday night?
Oh, we do have occasional concerts.
Mozart played by the 10th Battalion Military Band.
I've never been to a brothel.
You mean of all the places you've been to, you've never been to a brothel?
That's right.
And you call yourself a man of the world.
I'd like to go to one.
And of course.
No, I'm serious. I mean, I've often wondered what it's like to be a man and sit there and have all these women parade by, offering themselves. Pick and choose. What a sense of power you must have at that moment, even though it's just illusionary.
Why illusionary?
Well, because you're simply paying for services to be rendered. But the real power lies in the woman who ultimately decides who receives her services.
You don't really believe that, do you?
Of course not. I'm just trying to make you feel good.
Never trust a man.
Never trust a Morange.
Are you saying that you know me?
Yes.
And Khalifa. They've been dying to meet you. Isn't she lovely?
Yes, yes, very nice.
Well,
Well, what?
well, she's yours. For the night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Suit yourself?
Women, yes. Prostitutes, no.
Let's sit down and have some tea. What's so funny?
You're the first one I've ever met who got your brother to drink tea.
I'm a curious fellow.
Meaning inquisitive or strange?
You're the one who's supposed to know me.
Probably both. You're a manipulator, Orange.
Why do you say that?
I'm more interested in getting people to love you than loving them. That's why prostitutes don't interest you. You only want women who can fall in love with you.
In other words, I'm a selfish, self-centered person.
Something charming like that.
So what are you doing here with me?
I'm curious too.
Really?
Yes. I like to watch men, listen to them, understand them,
Understand what?
how they think, what they like. I don't want to know what you like.
You do?
To begin with, women dressed as men. See, I guess the woman with a mustache.
I'll try anything.
You prefer it with or so?
You'll never know.
Give me the bicycle. Something. All right, you can have it. Thank you.
She's lovely.
Thank you.
Too hot for bicycling.
Well, you should try it in the evening when it's cooler.
Without a chaperone, my father would never allow it. Karim?
نعم سيدة صوفي.
Morange is the kind of man who can only hurt those he loves.
Is that what you see in your tarot cards?
No. One can only see the shadows of events to come. One cannot see the events themselves. The point is, Morange is liable to feel guilty or at least responsible for things nobody really cares about, least of all him. We've just spent the last half hour talking about Morange.
You're right, we have. You're attracted to him, aren't you?
Aren't you?
We're talking about you, not me. I hope you follow your own advice.
What do you mean?
Staying out of Morange's reach.
Of course not. I'm having too much fun. And anyway, better to feel remorse than regret. Don't be shocked. And most of all, don't try to understand me.
Hardly a week had passed before I discovered that Amira knew exactly what she was talking about. Is Madame in?
Madame?
Maybe this isn't a good time? Orange? Looks like we both had the same idea.
Looks complicated.
Not really. Sophie by day, Amira by night.
You're free to think what you want. And what are you doing here?
I don't have a 16-year-old girl waiting for me at home.
How many other women do you have?
What?
Algiers is a small town. One eventually hears everything. They say you're very good.
None. I know no other women.
Do you go to them because I don't make love to you?
Don't be ridiculous.
I think about it a lot.
About what?
Making love. I try to imagine what it's like, how it feels. Sometimes I close my eyes and think about your hands on me. One of the things I like about you are your hands. Gentle. Firm. Once I even thought about going to some man and offering myself. They say there is an Arab who is very expert at such things. And let him teach me everything. So I wouldn't disappoint you.
What would he do to you, this Arab?
You would.
All right. All right, I'll make love to you. But I'll never marry you. You'll become my mistress. Is that what you want?
No. No. I love you so much, Mirage.
Orange seldom talked about Sophie, and we only saw Amira separately. I felt that we were drifting apart. Then we began a series of expeditions into the desert just north of the Hogar. I made sure that Morange was affected to our battalion. Looks like the sea, doesn't it?
This place was covered by water once, you know. There were lakes and swamps here. We had to cross them by boat. Only 4,000 years ago.
I'm glad it all dried up. I like it this way. How long have you been sleeping with Amira?
As long as you have, I guess. Maybe longer. Does it really matter?
Morange, she means a lot to me.
Me too. She's a friend.
And I'm your friend. How could you do this to me? You knew how I felt about her.
And you knew what I was feeling? Nathalie, a man in love may act like a madman, but not like a dunce. Remember that. Nathalie?
Yes?
I miss her.
Amira?
Sophie. When we get back, I think I'm going to marry her.
Why? You're not in love.
Because she loves me, Zachary. Because she loves me.
Hello. Hello.
Mira, how are you?
How are you? That was very nice, isn't it?
You invited Amira.
Of course, she's my friend. Our friend.
Nice to see you. Let's have something to drink.
With pleasure. Excuse me. Your Sophie's really lovely.
Thank you.
She's going to make you happy.
I hope so.
I hope you're going to make her happy too.
I'll try my very best.
That was only teasing.
3 champagne, please.
No, not for me. I hear you're going on an expedition to the Southern Sahara.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm leaving tomorrow.
Don't tell me you're getting restless already.
Excuse me. You get here?
That's lovely.
Please.
Isabella Pagano, the Italian opera singer. He needs to have his mistress. He can't keep them separate. He has to mix them.
Why?
It's his way of avoiding any real interest with anyone. Just denial.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Beautiful, innocent, childlike Sophie. It took her 3 months to discover that Mirage was having an affair with the Italian singer. It was the first of an infinite number of betrayals which lasted until Sophie's death, a year later.